Rubber State is a treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. Remember, you can watch RSTV News live on Facebook and YouTube at RSTV Online. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Good evening and welcome to the RSTV World News. My name is Emily Tari Mbero. And now details of the news. Education, commitment and dedication are pivotal to building self-esteem, developing the society and creating the enablement for individual greatness. The principal of Government Girls Secondary School Orominike, Dr. Ibitoru Ogolo, said at this celebration of this year's Notable Women Role Models of Rivers State Award ceremony sponsored by the management of the school. Melvin Jackson reports that 7 women were awarded for their outstanding performances, dedication, and commitment to the service of humanity and the society at large. His reports.
Giving a brief overview of the ceremony, Dr. Ogolo said passion for the girl child gave her the courage to honor recipients who has impacted the society positively. She gave kudos to the role models for their commitment in contributing to the development of the state, nation, and the society at large, and also urged students to be studious, resilient, and focused in life if they must be like the awardees. In an address of welcome, Principal Junior Secondary Orominike UBE, Victoria Johnson also commended female role models in the state for changing the wrong narrative of female not getting involved in the positive change of the society.
Every girl child is embedded with gifts from God above, and so they should maximize and utilize those hidden potentials that God has put in them so that they can bring forth a better society.
Your journeys, your triumphs, and your dedication to making a difference reminds us all that the path to progress is paved by passion, perseverance, and integrity. And your stories are a beacon of hope and inspiration to the next generation of women leaders.
Chairman of the occasion, who is also chairman of Rivers State Secondary Schools Board, Anthony Ndani Ozono, represented by Ebaneba Briggs Iti, applauded the school's management for recognizing females who have impacted the society, which in turn has affected lives of the younger generation who look up to them as role models. Paramount ruler of Orominike community, Christopher Wonode, represented by Victor Amadi, said the occasion is timely as almost coincided with Mothering Sunday, which expresses that girl child is as important as mothers, emphasizing that proper attention should be paid to them.
As they have shown in their activities, excellence, leadership, integrity, and service, and therefore have become inspiring to younger generations through being exemplary role models, mentors, guides, and teachers.
Some awardees who narrated their life experiences encouraged students not to relent or be distracted by peer groups, but choose the friends who could lift them to greater heights.
Because when you're listening to this, you'll be able to pick. If I say she's disciplined, then you will decide that as you're growing up, you're going to be disciplined if you're going to get there.
To be the woman that you are meant to be is not accidental. You have to work for it. If you don't define who you are, the world will define you.
Award recipients include the wife of the state governor, Lady Valerie Simnalaye, Dame Eunice Wonode, Lady Patience Wonode, Dr. Peace Ibiomie, Dr. Christiana Atako, Dr. Kalalale Asimini Hart, and Dr. Roslyn Uranta. High points of the event was the recognition of patrons and matrons of houses of the school and presentation by the students. Melvin Jackson, RSTV News.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the postings of 65 ambassadors designate missions to various countries and the United Nations, with former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode assigned to Germany and Presidential aide Rino Omokri to Mexico. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, who signed the statement announcing the posting on Thursday, disclosed that 34 non-career and 30 former Katsina State Governor Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambazo will serve in Beijing, China, while Senator Jimo Ibrahim has been designated as Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations. Other prominent postings include Senator Ita Enang, South Africa, former Abia State Governor Okeze Ikpeazu, Spain, former Health Minister Professor Isaac Adewale, Canada, and Lateef Kayode Are, United States. Senator Grace Bent will serve in Lomé, Togo, while former Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi has been posted to will serve as High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, while Ayodele Oke, a former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, will serve in France. Fatima Ajimobi has been posted to Vienna, Austria, Mrs. Lola Akonde to Stockholm, Sweden, and Onoeze Joe Okocha, SAN, to Dublin, Ireland. Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas will represent Nigeria in Manila, Philippines, while Paul Adiku has been assigned to the Vatican City. Now, President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated an 11-member committee to drive the establishment of the Grid Asset Management Company Limited, GAMCO, a new initiative aimed at addressing Nigeria's persistent power sector challenges. The committee was constituted following the approval of the company's establishment by the Federal Executive Council, Nigeria, which endorsed the proposal to create GAMCO as part of efforts to tackle stranded power generation, transmission, bottlenecks, and grid management inefficiencies. The committee is expected to conduct a comprehensive review of existing laws, regulations, policies, and institutional frameworks governing the electricity value chain, including generation, transmission, distribution, and market operations. Earlier, the Federal Executive Council has approved the establishment of a grid asset management company to address Nigeria's persistent power transmission challenges. According to Femi Gbajabiamila, who inaugurated the committee on behalf of the president, the initiative represents a major reform step in the country's electricity sector. The special advisor to the president, Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement on Friday, disclosed this, that the proposed establishment of GAMCO is one of the revolutionary steps taken by Mr. President and this administration in the all-important power sector. We are here for the inauguration of the Committee on Grid Asset Management Company, GAMCO, which is basically to optimize and revolutionize power generation and, in particular, the grid and transmission sector. He urged members of the committee to remain aligned with the President's vision and strictly adhere to their mandate. The Nigeria Police Force has announced that the physical and credential screening exercise for applicants seeking recruitment as police constables will commence in Kebbi State on 9 March 2026. The Kebbi State Police Command said the exercise would run from 9 March to 18 April 2026 at the police headquarters in Gwangaja, Benin, Kebbi, in a statement issued on Friday by the police public relations officer Bashir Usman. The command urged applicants to visit the recruitment portal to check their application status and print their invitation slips ahead of the screening date. According to the statement, candidates are expected to appear at the screening venue on the specific date and time indicated on their invitation slips. The command added that the candidates must also come with original copies of their national identity number printout or National Identity Management Commission card or level certificate, birth certificate or declaration of age, and certificate of state or local government of origin. Now, Rivera State is a treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at RSTV PH. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. And coming up after the break, Israel, US, Iran war forces Egypt to near state of emergency. And in sports, the Tigers fall 3 places on world basketball rankings. Don't change it out till we return to stay.
Mega Power Ministries OPM Worldwide presents Dr. Jesus Night with Coconut for the month of March. It is a night of salvation and total deliverance from sin. It is a night where we will experience the instant outpouring and manifestation of God's power. There will be instant miracles, healings, deliverance, breakthroughs, signs and wonders. Locked wombs will be opened. Great destinies will be reactivated. Lost glories and opportunities will be restored. And above all, lives will be transformed through the word and prayers. Date Friday, 6th March 2026. Time 8 p.m. till dawn. Venue OPM headquarters, Dr. Jesus City, Mbodo, Alo, River State, Nigeria. Come believing, ready to pray with your coconut and receive the anointing to walk in dominion and swear in victory.
OPM, Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action. God is here.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Protect every day with Hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
So disinfect your kitchen every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo. Protect your home every day with Hypo.
No grief. Protect every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo. Protect every day with Hypo.
Stains and dirt don't go on break.
So whiten your whites with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo. Protect your home every day with Hypo.
No grief. Protect every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. You're still watching the RSTV World News, and now to the rest of our reports. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said it is facing a trust deficit in the feelings of Nigerians and therefore working hard to restore that trust with the 2027 general elections. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amupiton admitted a challenge on Friday, rising from the three-day workshop of the Commission in Ikotekpene to monitoring the nationwide continuous voter registration CVR exercise in some local government areas in Akwa Ibom State. The INEC boss announced the Commission would collaborate with the National Population Commission and other relevant agencies to track Nigerians of registrable age and ensure they take advantage of the CVR exercise. He charged all staff of the INEC to take responsibility in creating awareness about the ongoing voter registration and not leave it to the voter education and publicity unit alone. Now, the U.S. government has temporarily eased the sanctions to allow India to buy Russian oil currently stranded at sea amid escalating tensions in the Middle East. Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett said the 30-day waiver was a deliberate short-term measure to allow oil to keep flowing in the global market. Millions of barrels of oil and gas are stuck near the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow Gulf checkpoint through which nearly half of India's crude oil and gas imports transits. Tehran has threatened to attack vessels attempting to pass through since the U.S. and Israel began their war against Iran. Still on the foreign scene, the war in the Middle East has pushed Egypt to an economic state of near emergency. That was a warning from President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi over years of fears of runaway inflation in the import-dependent country. The conflict between the U.S., Israel and Iran has seen strikes on Egypt's Gulf allies and paralyzed trade through the Strait of Hormuz, and the conflict could also spell trouble for the Suez Canal, a vital waterway for Egypt and key source of foreign currency. The Egyptian pound fell to an 8-month low against the US dollar at close of business on Thursday, losing two-thirds of its value since 2022. At a military academy event, Sisi said the current crisis might have some repercussions on prices, warning that price gouging traders could be tried in military courts. According to a statement from his spokesman, LCC said it was attempting mediation efforts to stop the war, but Iran has said it is not asking for a ceasefire or negotiations with the United States. And now sports. Nigeria's senior women's basketball team, the Tigers, have unveiled their final 12-player squad for the upcoming FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament 2026, with the list confirmed by FIBA. The seven-time African champions will compete in the qualifying tournament scheduled for 11th to 17th of March in Lyon, France, where they are set to face Colombia on 11 March, followed by games against South Korea on 12 March, the Philippines on 14 March, France on 15 March, and Germany on 17 March. Having secured automatic qualification for the 2026 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup in Berlin by winning the 2025 Women's AfroBasket, the D Tigers will use the Lyon tournament to sharpen strategies and build team cohesion ahead of the global event. Meanwhile, in its first edition of the power rankings for the Women's Basketball World Cup 2026, FIBA team's recent achievements and the strength of its roster. Nigeria have previously appeared at the Women's Basketball World Cup in 2006 in Brazil, in 2018 in Spain, and will be aiming to build on those experiences when the tournament is held in Germany in September 2026. Following the qualifiers in France, the team is also scheduled to embark on the landmark tour of the United States in April, where they will face the Minnesota Lynx in a historic pre-season exhibition, becoming the first African national team to play a Winbad franchise as part of their preparations for the World Cup. Also, Nigeria's men's national basketball team, the Tigers, have slipped 3 places to 53rd in the latest International Basketball Federation World Rankings released on Thursday. The drop sees Nigeria fall from their previous positions of 50th globally and 8th on the African continent with 271.2 points in the rankings published by the sports governing body. The decline makes Nigeria the joint second biggest fallers among African teams in the latest update, sharing that distinction with Tunisia, which also dropped 3 places to 52nd in the world standings. Within Africa, Nigeria remained 8th in the continental hierarchy, with South Sudan continuing to lead the continent's ranking at 25th in the world with 472.1 points. Despite a drop in the global standings, Nigeria remained in contention in the qualification race for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup, where they are currently ranked 11th in the African qualifiers Smart Power Rankings. Now, River State is the treasure base of the nation, so let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. You can watch RSTV News live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at RSTVPH. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. And now to end the news, let's take a look at some of our main stories. President Bola Tinubu has approved the postings of 65 ambassadors designate and high commissioners to various countries and the United Nations, with former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode assigned to Germany and presidential aide Rino Omokri to Mexico. The Nigeria Police Force has announced that the physical and credential screening exercise for applicants seeking recruitment as police constables will commence in Kebbi State on 9 March 2026. We had also reported that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said it is facing a trust deficit in the feelings of Nigerians and therefore working hard to restore that trust with the conduct of the 2027 general elections. Thanks for being a part of the news. That's all we have for you tonight. My name is Emily Tari Mbero. To have an amazing